My name's Lucia Richardson. I'm an Awanguru girl from the Yamatji Nation of Western Australia. I'm 17 years old and this will be my 4th year doing circus. I would say my main specialties would be aerial hoop and contortion. My journey started here in Geraldton, Western Australia. I was born here. I started dancing at All Things Dance when I was about 4 or 5 years old. When I was 14, I was inspired by a classmate who had previously gone to the same dance studio as me at All Things Dance. She came to the studio's annual dance concert and did an aerial hoop piece, and I watched it over the TV in the dressing room and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do that so badly. So I begged and begged and begged my mum to let me do a circus class, and I went to my very first circus class, and it was in a little tin shed in the industrial area, and I was invited by the owner of the studio to come to the international training project held in Carrydale, and I auditioned for a scholarship to attend the training project. And that scholarship was funded by Circa, which is a very famous, world-known circus company. And yeah, they were kind enough to offer me the scholarship and I received that happily. And I headed off for my 2 weeks down south at the training project. And that just opened a billion new doors for me. I was able to open the whole festival doing an acknowledgement to country, which was a dance that I had previously competed. It was a collaborative piece made by a WAPA graduate, Nadia Priolo, who's the daughter of one of the dance teachers, my first acrobatic coach at All Things Dance, which was the studio I started at, and a highly respected elder of the Geraldton community, Derek Counsellor. And we created a piece following the story of Bimera, which is the rainbow serpent. My coach at the time, the owner of the studio I was training at, invited me to attend another training project, which is the National Training Project, held at the Flying Fruit Fly Circus in Albury, New South Wales. So I started my first day of training. I remember in the lead up, like that morning and the whole week before I made my way over there, I was thinking, oh my gosh, like I'm so not good enough to be here. Sorry. I knew all of the kids were training up to 30 hours a week. They were some of the best. A lot of them are the best of their age in Australia, and that's why they're attending the school. And I got this huge sense of like, what am I doing here? Like, I don't belong here. Yeah, and that was really rough, but I did my first day of training and that feeling went away straight away. I felt like I've never fit into a space better than I had that day. All of the coaches were so accepting, and not to toot my own horn, but they were really blown away by, everyone was asking, oh, are you from Warehouse Circus? Are you traveling, are you training over east here? Are you from Spaghetti Circus? All these circuses that are from over east. And I'm like, oh no, I train in Geraldton. Where's Geraldton? What's that? Where the hell is this place? Oh, Geraldton, Western Australia. I train at this little space there. I train like 2 to 3 days a week doing circus and I dance. Like, oh, you're a dancer, that makes sense. Oh, you got beautiful technique. But yeah, so they went from who the hell is this kid, where has she come from, to the CEO approaching my mum within 5 days of the training project and asking her would I fit into the training space and whether I would be able to catch up with who I could potentially be training with. And from there, one of the head coaches at the youth circus offered me a position at the school for 2023. And yeah, from that point, my whole life just took this huge turn. Yeah. From the very first year I started at Fruities, it was a huge financial cost. It's a lot. For me to be able to board from Western Australia, and especially only part-time, because I wanted to make the time to come back and connect with family and culture. That was really a priority for me and my family. The cost per week was around $290 to board, and I was boarding there around 6 weeks a term, so quite a lot of money just for boarding. And then fees were around $5,000. Flights could be $200 to $800. Altogether, it was a lot of money, and it was really, really rough. And it's still something that we're really struggling with. It's my final year at the Fruit Fly Circus, and we're still trying to find ways to fund that. I'm meant to start back at training. I'm meant to be back at training in about a week and a half, but we've applied for a lot of funding and scholarships and we haven't been very successful. It's really disappointing and it's really hard, but that's the reality, I guess, of coming from a regional area. And if circus is what I want to do, then I don't have any other choice than to travel across the country and be away from my family and face these large costs, because nowhere else can provide the training and the facilities that I need to get me to my goals. So it's really important that we're able to find funding to support me in being over there for the right amount of time that I need. So with it being my final year at the Fruit Fly Circus, I was hoping to attend the school full time. We are having to reassess that because we've had a really hard time obtaining funding. If I want to continue my career safely, I need to be in New South Wales to do that. It's the only place that can accommodate my skill level and my skill set. What I have in my head at the moment that I've decided I would love to do would be training at the International Circus School in Montreal. That school has extremely close connections with Cirque du Soleil casting agents and current performers and ex-performers who are constantly going to the school, training the students, watching their performances, and that's the best place for me to be as someone who is still studying and training circus. Hopefully, if I graduate from the school or if I'm offered a contract while I'm training at the school, Cirque du Soleil is my overall goal. In conclusion, funding bodies, I really do need your support in helping me continue my career in the circus arts.